Recording something already. My first story time. I probably gotta make it story time too, and I don't think I made this story time too, but I'll edit it when I get done on my phone. Um, right now I want to do free battle just to get myself straightened out, and I can talk a little bit easier. Not too much action. Um, and I want to learn how to play with him right now because I forgot how to play with him. I know he's good. But getting to the story time, my first job. My first job to me was good a job and a good experience to understand what the world was like. And what I mean like is I live in a ghetto area and there's a lot of copters, police around, stuff like that. And it's not so ghetto now. But it been I guess it got updated. There's no such thing, but I'm just playing around. But my first job was um Beckett Lifeguarding. They like to do like gardening work and stuff, and I was down for the job. I said I'll take any job. I want to get some work experience, and I can write a letter for recommendation on this thing, and it would be easy as peasy, right? It's a job that they gave us a job to clean up the grounds. Well, it's 2 yards. It's 2 yards, and it's like I'm thinking four buildings in each. That's 8 buildings. We had to clean each building, clean each yard, top notch. What I found in those buildings, is rather not creepy, but just surprising. I didn't expect people would leave us such a mess. As I found some interesting things like money, but more spiders there though. A lot of spiders was there. People drop jelly, um, toys. Also, I found like a really good Ninja Turtle toy, but recently Ninja Turtles toy, like it was from the movie. Uh, Not recently, but it's like a year old, I believe. I think no, it's like, not a year old. Um, I'm thinking about something else. It's like I think it was this year when they had the new uh, uh, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but it looked cool. I didn't take it though because it was on the ground and I didn't have any bags with me, and I should have brought some bags because um, you can find a lot of toys there. But the nasty part about that place is that you will find a lot of diapers on the ground. I found like 2 diapers on the second yard, like it haven't been cleaned for like ages, and that was annoying. Um, Also, you'll find chips, cigarettes, mostly cigarette butts, and seeds, like seeds. Um, and a lot of times I didn't see them because they were really small, and I thought they were uh because the I thought they were part of the cement because the steps were white, and mostly you will find them on the steps. So they really blend in, and I really didn't see them. But I did get a lot of um, uh, credit for a lot of work there, and it was also like as I was saying, it was also my first job. I did really well than they thought I would do. So I cleaned the buildings better than they did because they looked really bad when we came there. And this was on Monday, and you go through Monday to Friday. You get paid on your second week, and the person I was working with was a weed addict. Okay, I don't know how he even got to the 11th grade. but I'm not gonna say his name. I was cool with him for a while, but he just became annoying. He was just a baby, didn't want to get his hands dirty, like he was scared of spiders and stuff. Like, man, I don't know how you be like you be. I'm not gonna say. I'll say that when I actually get started telling you what happened there. Um, Mostly what happened where I worked at was people um was just nice. They were nice and they liked that I helped clean their yards and stuff, and they were being living there. So it's like a place where it's like a rent room and stuff like that. Some places were really parts of the place were really dirty. They had washing machines that we had to clean. They had made us wash the windows. I thought that was not cool because I because they had this tool there that I never really got to use, and I thought it was awesome. Um, this tool would make like you had to go all the way down. It's like it leaves no smudges. It's like window cleaner that people use when they're cleaning those high buildings. With I like that that tool, and I got to use that for a lot. I never got a chance to paint like they was supposed to give us, but I didn't want to get my clothes messy, so I'm glad happy that they didn't give us paint to do. And but they did make us do some guard work, as even though uh they were basically supposed to give us guard work, but they really didn't as much. The only time I actually got guard work was taking up the weed in the grounds on the yard. One yard was cleaner than the other because on the yard that the life Beckett Life Gardens are at is at on that street is clean because mostly everybody don't do anything because they're going to be supervised and as littering, and a lot of the like security is out there, so it wouldn't be so smart if they try to throw some trash or diapers on the ground in the other yard because not a lot of the security went over there to report anything like that. Um, a lot of the parts there and in the area were like it was nasty. The most nasty place was the second yard because it was not clean as much, and every week it would be dirtier and dirtier and dirtier. It'll be even more nastier than the second time you was there, and um, it wasn't a problem because I still got paid for it. And a lot of times that um, my boss let us like take our time on it, and we only worked for like 3 or 4 hours, or 4 hours at first, but it used to be it was now 5 hours because they got bankrupt. The company that I was really not Beck of Lifeguarders didn't get bankrupt, but the people who gave me the summer job, they got bankrupt, so we started like 1 or 2 weeks late, so we had to do extra time to get stuff done, and I had to do work on my birthday, and it didn't really bother me as much because I didn't really do anything on my birthday. It's sad, but I didn't. I thought it was gonna be a good birthday, but I didn't really do anything. It was an awesome birthday, I guess, for my age. I didn't really do anything at all. I think I did go to the movies. I'm not sure. No, I went to dinner, and I think I went to the movies. I'm not sure. I don't remember everything I did on my birthday, but it's also um what I had. My experience there was that I had to make sure that the steps were clean so the other guy could, like, the old Greg. I'm gonna call him old Greg because he's old and he was Greg. There was two Gregs there. I'm gonna say their names because they were awesome people I worked with at first, but I'm gonna get down to when they came bad later on. Um, old Greg was nice. He let us take some breaks, like 10-minute breaks after we got done. One house, and that wasn't a lot of work. All right, it was, if it was two people in there, like it was two people in there, we worked together. We didn't work separately until I got set up with the guy that I was working with. Um, he let us take like 10 or 15 minute breaks. So everything was cool with him. But it started getting worse later on when hold on, guys. All right, it got worse later on. The people were cool there. I haven't really had a problem with the people that I was cleaning the buildings in. Um, I I had a joke. I thought it was gonna be funny. I'm not gonna tell you the joke. I thought it was. Now I think about it, it was stupid of me. Uh, it was it was it was about water, and I didn't want water. I was just messing with her, and I would say I said like it was poison water or something. I didn't want no poison water. Like I don't take poison water or something stupid. But I was trying to make a joke out of it. I now I know it was stupid. This don't comment on that. I knew it was stupid. I said I was sorry because she took it to defensive, and I was laughing when I said it because it was a joke. I thought they would get it, but my sense of humor is really different and weird. So hey, um, they didn't get it. So they talked to my boss about that though too. That was later on though. My other experience is that I had a dog. It was a dog there in the hallway, one of the buildings, and I helped out um, get the dog back into the room because I can't work when something is running up and down and making marks on the floor. So I helped out the kid that was at um, in his apartment and stuff. He couldn't get the dog upstairs because she was scared. It was a she. Got scared of whatever that frightened her, and I comforted the dog and I said, "Come here," and she wouldn't come here at first, and she stood still. At one moment, I just picked her up, said, "Don't be afraid." She was really shaky, guys, like to the point that she wanted, like she was like to a point that she could bite you at any moment, and it was not frightening because I wasn't scared. I've been with dogs, and I know how they feel, and when they feel scared like that, you just try to not harm them in any way. They will know when you're about to harm them or anything like that. I got the dog calmed down, and I gave the dog back to the owner. I'm like, don't let her out, and make sure if you do let her out, just be with her because she's kind of scared and she don't know what's happening out here. And I wouldn't expect if it wasn't for us, maybe, or me and whoever I was working with. I'm not going to say his name. He somebody probably would have took the dog or did something with it because it's just a dog in the building, or maybe acts around. You'll never know. So I'm like, you would like take care of the dog, don't let her out. Whatever she was scared of, I think it's gone now. So and took the dog back and gave it to him. He said, "Thank you." Um, the person I was with, he mostly didn't do a lot of the work. I did most of the work because, as I said, you don't like spiders. And he was mostly like a person that he was into women. He didn't care who we dated. He was a person that he would bang any chick that he saw that had a fat butt, or he was just being stupid. Let's say, what he wanted to do was find a chick at the job and just mess with her and basically have sex with her or something like that. I thought that was stupid. I'm like, dog, we're here to work, not get women. And he talking about girls that have babies and stuff like that. I was like, dude, you don't make no sense. And he talked multiple times about quitting. Oh my god, I'm gonna quit because I don't get my paycheck. I'm gonna quit. I'm gonna quit. I'm gonna quit. And I'm like, and he spent his half of his whole check. I swear to God, I'm not lying, on this damn party in like a. It was like a what is it called? A stakeout party. It was like steak outside. Like it was barbecuing, and it was supposed to be the best party ever. Whatever. I thought it was stupid because I said, "What is at this best stakeout or barbecue out party that you need to dress up like $1 million?" Because he spent some money for a cookout. Really, like $80. Like that's basically almost his whole check, and he spent the rest of his money on weed. I was like, yo, I was like, I'm not messing with this dude. He's like, what? I'm like, I don't mess with weed. I don't do nothing with weed. I don't even want to know. Like, don't talk to me about that stuff. I don't smoke the weed that actually has the product, like the what can make you like kind of maybe addicted to it. But he's smoking the weed, the plant weed. I still didn't want to be messing with him. I wasn't gonna talk to him like that. And whenever I actually did talk to him, it was almost about work because he all he wanted to be is with girls, and he said, "When I can't be around you," this is what he really said to me. "I can't be around you if you're not gonna be messing with girls." I'm like, in my head, I like girls, but I'm not just gonna bang a girl I see. I'm not gonna just do that. That's stupid. You could get STDs, bruh. And he's not thinking about this crap. So like, he was dumb. Like he was really dumb. And I just left that alone. I was like, okay, but it don't really bother me. It don't at all. Most of the time I'll be with you is about work. And I wanted to play some games with him, but I couldn't come over because he was dating girls, and girls would be wondering why I'm there because I wasn't going to mess with him. Of course, I'm not going to mess with him because you be doing something with him, and I don't want to have what you got or what they got, really. And second of all, I want to have at least a relation, um, like a relationship with the girl before I even have sexual contact with her. And I told him the truth. About the time that I'm gonna have sexual contact with a woman is that I have to get married to her. That's about it. He's like, you wait that long, dog? Like, yeah. And people would think people thought I was gay after I said that. And I'm like, dog, I like women. I just don't want to be just give up my virginity. You lost your virginity long ago. I take pride in my virginity, bro. I don't give it to anybody. It was just dumb stuff. I'm getting off that topic. Another thing that happened there was I caught like a kid in the hallway, doing like had nothing on. He had underwear, and that's it. It's not underwear. It's diaper. He had a diaper, and that was it. And he was trying to find his mom and something. This is why I said this place was ghetto. His like whoever was supposed to be babysitting him closed the door and forgot about him, and let him walk out and go like he was about to walk out to leave the building with no parent, and he's like maybe 3 or 4. Like, who would do that? And I'm like, whoever somebody was letting somebody to babysit for this child is need to be stopped babysitting for a while because she didn't she didn't take care of this child at all. This child was looking for his mom out of the room. Um, he wasn't hollering or nothing, but he was just in the way of what we was gonna do, and I didn't want this kid to leave because he could get us in trouble. Because we're the only persons, like people, who saw him, and we're the only one there, and in the building that sees him. And if we let him walk out, we probably would have gotten in trouble, or maybe even worse, fired. And I was getting paid good, so I was like, I'm not about this life. You get me. You look after the kid. He said, "Nah, dog, you look after him," or something like that. Like you already started. Can I go from the top and the middle? Can you look at him? He said, "I don't care. I ain't looking at him, watching him." It's like, dude, if we don't look at after him, or at least see if he's not gonna like watch him and make sure he ain't leaving the building, we could probably get in trouble because he shouldn't be out, and he could point at us because he's the only he he's old enough to say who he saw in the building. And I've been there like for like 5 weeks, is nearly a month, so he would definitely know my name, and he would definitely know the person I was with. So he could just point at us as like, oh, these kids that was there that let me walk out. And I'm like, and that happening to me. So I just let that slide. I was like, dude, watch him. Let me look at what is on the floor, and I clean up top, and you just watch him. He watches him for me after he says whatever. Took him a while. Then I called Greg, say, Greg, you come down, get this kid, because in the hallway, I don't want him to leave and be responsible letting this kid get hurt, or even worse, kidnapped. And I'm like, he's like, okay, here I come, and he gets a kid, he put him up in his room, and he thanked me for it. And if it was just, it was just stupid. It really was stupid because it's, the person I was with was just being a jerk. Like, come on, dude. I didn't feel like he was helpful in any type of way. When he did his own yard, I always had to come over there and help him out. And that was annoying because that stopped me from progressing to the buildings and for us to leave early. And that bothered me because he wasn't cleaning anything. He would look on the straight on the ground and just look at the trash and say, "Oh, I have nothing to clean up." When you go over there, they will force you to clean up the stuff that you missed. And no matter how small it was, no matter how if it was a group like small trash like seeds or anything, they will really make you go back over there and clean it up. They won't fire you because you're just only there for the summer. And it's just something small, but if you was in an actual job, they probably would fire you if you kept doing that. What is hitting me? Uh, so I messed up. I didn't mean to come in this withdraw. I'm gonna withdraw from that. I didn't mean to go in there. I was trying to go. I wasn't thinking when I was talking. When I was talking, it was just messing me up. What I was doing in the game. Um, I was saying that I'm trying to think what it was saying. It was saying that uh, oh, Rodney not cleaning up his stuff, they'll actually force you to go back up. Oh man, I said his name. Damn. But anyway, I'm not gonna. If y'all missed that, just disregard what I said. I said his name by accident. Um, he was basically half doing his work, and I had to clean up after him. And after he got done his side, he didn't bother cleaning the washing machine um, at all. He just got done his side. He sat right down, listened to music, and looked on Facebook. And I did mostly all the work, except for the half of the building. He did half of the building, and I did the washing machine and half up top. So basically, I did like 65% of the work, and he did 45% of the work most of the time. And when it came, like when we're like on our final week, it came a day that they made us pull weed and stuff like that, and it was abandoned building, and they own this building now. So they said they was gonna work on it this week or something like that. So they needed somebody to clean that up. So they got us. So we cleaned up the. You know, I'm saying the wrong thing. We didn't do nothing. I did something because the guy was cutting up the weed, and I finally came over there. He didn't cut up much. He cut up some of the weed, and when he saw a big, huge spider, he cried. Not cried, but he whined. It's like, I can't cut this. And I'm like, dude, why are you complaining about a spider when we've been doing stuff like this in the yard? We could have got a whole bunch of stuff on us. Why are you crying about a spider? And I was like, give me this tool, and I got the tool, and I cut up some of the stuff, and he took a break, a long break, 30-minute break, and I'm still cutting up the stuff because it's really hard. It's like a little bit like bamboo or something like that to me. It was like bamboo. It looked like bamboo wood. Um, it was really hard to cut. I got it some of it up, and I got the other part because we had to do all around the building. So I got the left side done, and I got the street side done as well. Cause yo, what is my button doing? Oh, I'm not playing. I forgot. It's CPU. CPU. I'm I'm messing up a lot. Oh snap! Uncut Storytime video. Man, when I learn how to edit, I'm going to turn. Sorry guys, but as I was saying that after we're like I'm cutting up some of the weed, and he's just saying it's hot, and if we because let me clear my mind. All right, he's saying it's hot outside. He's sitting on a hot stone rock. It's like 100 and something degrees. Literally, we're working in 100 and something degrees in the summer. 102, 103, I don't know. And it's really hot. It's making the stone hot. I was like, dude, we can leave fast if you help me. And I was like, and he finally gets up and helped me. And I'm like, come on, do, do half of your job so I can like get this partial, all this other stuff done. Because if we don't, then we're gonna be staying here all day. Because he said if we could get this done, we could leave early. The person that was my boss, and what I had, my boss was cool. He let it slide sometimes. He helped me out, not get in trouble. And even though I was on my phone sometimes, like trying to put up my music, he would tell me a right time to put away my phone. I was really polite to this guy, and he was really polite to me. But I'm gonna get up to the mess up part in a little bit. After we're doing partial the house, and we get that half done. We got so tired, and we're sweaty all over. We had these suits ripped up. They gave us suits that so we wouldn't get bugs on us. This the suits are really ripped up, and like it's like they're in no condition to use, and we had to throw them in the trash. Uh, it was like really like wood weeds, or it was not. It was, how can I say, it was bamboo and then it was weeds mixed together, and it looked like bamboo to me. It really did, and you couldn't break some of it, and we had to come back and forth because we had to dump the trash can but I did that because I was gathering up the weed and whatever was over there, and that was easy in a way, but it was hard because it was hot and I was getting tired quick. And the guy is complaining, and that's not helping. Um, After that, my the person I was working with, he was not able to come. He only came one day to work. Right here, I'm getting to the messed up part right now. Um, I get to work on Monday. He's not here because he had to go to the funeral. That's cool and everything. Um, and I'm like, okay, he went to the funeral, but the next day um, he don't come at all. We're calling him. He said he's on the way. He never came. So that's what happened on that part. And on Wednesday he comes and everything was supposed to be happy and dandy, but he haven't worked for like the whole week because on Thursday that's our last day. Really, it was like Thursday or hold on. I'm trying to think because I have this written down somewhere and it's in my it's in my journal because I had to I got mad at this job because what it did to me at the last moment, it messed with me because they said something and they didn't do it, and I hate when somebody says something and they never do it. Um, because a lot of times my boss wasn't there, and and he was supposed to be signing my uh work papers or how many weeks or how many days I've been in and how long I worked, and I thought he only had to sign it, and I was wrong about that. So um, we was just kind of frustrated and wondering if we was gonna get paid or not because he said one day he's gonna be here, but he comes to find out he's not here. So I'm like, so what we gonna do about this? And we're complaining. He's thinking about firing, or like not firing, but quitting. And I'm like, you shouldn't do that because we're not done yet, and we're almost near like the last week. You say I don't care. I'm gonna quit. I'm gonna quit. I'm like, okay, you quit, and it's more work for me, and it would be a problem for me, but I have somebody else there, and it'll just make my life easier. And old Greg was there, but he mostly complained that to me that I wasn't doing most of the work, and it was opposite around when he wasn't when the other guy wasn't doing any of the work really to me, because most of the time he would get upset of what we were working on and not doing anything, and he was worried about how much money he was going to get paid. The guy wasn't really there for working; he was just working there just to get paid. Like he's one of those guys that he would quit if he could, if he got his money. Like that's a person I was working with. So I'm like, I'm not having a problem with the guy, but it's just that how he thought was not really how I thought, and I just left that alone with him. And the messed up part, here it comes. Um, I'm supposed to grab something. I wear glasses, so it's hard for me to see some things what they're pointing at, and that's what they don't understand. They're not like I'm partially blind without my glasses, so it makes it harder for me to see in long range um, or distance objects. The guy told me to grab some bags, and the only bags I knew was the bags that I've been gathering, like the white bags, and I knew where the white bags were. The white bags were at the really the back of the shop they had where they had all the tools. And I was like, okay, I grabbed bags. I grabbed the bags, but these are the wrong bags. It's not the right bags. These bags are like the short ones, so we can put in the into the dumpsters, and there was just trash bins and stuff like that, and we had to empty up the trash bins because they was running out of space for whatever they had in the trash bin, so we had to go and clean it up for all 8 buildings. And I'm like, this bag don't fit in the trash cans. Like, how do they expect us to get this work done when there's nothing? This bag is not big enough for the trash cans. So I'm like, maybe in my head I probably grabbed the wrong bags. Come to find out, I actually did. And I said, the guy called me up on my phone, old Greg, and said, "Oh, you missed the other bags, and you didn't grab the right bags. I don't know why you took these other bags when these weren't the bags I was telling you about." I'm like, these are the bags I know. Like, I don't know any other bag. And he said, "Come on down, we give you the bags." And while I'm coming on down, he's complaining about what I grabbed. Uh, what he's saying, well, I'm hearing him across the street. I'm not even on the phone anymore. I'm hearing him complaining. I don't know why he grabbed these damn bags or something. And because he could have obviously saw these other bags, the gray bags, and let you know this was so messed up to me um because I was the only one really working there, and I'm a lot of times Rodney, or I said his name again. Rodney wasn't there. You know, I'm just gonna use his name. Rodney wasn't there for work, and I took up for his work and the 2 yards. So it just made my day a little longer, and it just made it a little hotter because how hot it was in the summer, and it was just annoying how they would complain about something like that, something so small, and just like talk right behind your back about something so stupid that I could have just all you had to do is give me the bag so I go back to the um to the apartments. So it didn't really, it just didn't. I just left that alone. Then they made a whole conversation about when I came there, like why you grabbed the wrong bags. Like I was like I didn't. That's the only bag I knew that I know that you had. So I don't know why you complaining at me because that's the only bags I knew that you had, and I'm sorry. I said I was sorry, and he's like, I can't believe how dumb you are, or something like that. I said I didn't even I didn't. I was to the point that I was about to say something I shouldn't say, and it could get me fired, so I didn't say anything. And it was like nearly the end. And you know what he said just at the final, like after he said, I don't know why he was so down and like that. And this is my boss, really, the person that supposed to supervise me and stuff like that, and he was really cool. And he says after that, I cannot wait until your kid, you guys go back to school and I don't have to deal with you anymore. And I'm like, in my head, all I did was help you, and you complaining about a damn bag that I could have just fixed and just went back to the damn buildings. I'm going to get back to the buildings anyway. Because you're going to make me do it over again. And you complaining it to my face. And I'm like, as much as work I did for you, and you say, I can't wait for you damn kids to go back to school and stuff like that, like, that just kind of hurt my feelings because I worked with you and I never disrespected you once. But if something I do one thing wrong, you change your whole damn attitude. I'm like, I said to Rodney, I don't want to deal with this guy no more. I'm like, I'm not. I don't want to talk to him. I'm like, can you talk to him for a while? I don't want to talk to him anymore right now because I'm kind of upset. I don't want to say anything wrong. I didn't get to finish that. First of all, I didn't even get to finish my whole sentence. He heard that I didn't want to talk to him anymore. Because he came in the mid conversation. I was talking to Rodney. He's like, he said something. You wouldn't believe what he said to me, like when we was in there, because I was upset, but I was trying to take it as a joke, and I know what he really meant, and that was offending, because I worked with him and I helped him out, and most of the times he wasn't really there to supervise us, and old Greg was there to really supervise us. And as much as annoying he was, old Greg was, I still didn't have complaints about the job because I like the job. You're gonna have your minor issues there, here and there, and of course some of the people that you work with be mean and stuff like that. And old Greg was really nice. I gotta say that he was really nice, and he would sometimes give out pizza, and I thought that was cool of him. He was nice on that. And there was days when Rodney wasn't there, he missed out on some of the pizza. And I thought it was cool how they, even though we were summer employees for a while, they still give us like what they have there, what they had over, left over, and I was thankful. But the problem was that as as much as stuff that I did there, and I didn't really complain that much about what was the problems I thought weren't cool. Like when my boss was supposed to be there, and he made a promise that he was gonna be there, and he's not there, and to sign my papers, and it took me a while to get my papers signed. Because if you don't get those signed on the certain date, you won't get paid, and that irritates me because I want to get paid. I don't really work for free, but I do like to help out. That's one thing. I do like to help out, but I'm not for free. So you don't let me sit here work for you. You don't come on the day when I need you to sign my paper, make sure that I am here to work, and you just say I'll be in tomorrow, but you don't never come. Then I try to call you, but you never answer. Uh, and I got one of the other employees to sign my paper, and that was messed up too because he said that I'm not gonna say this again to you. I asked him like, is it a way that I could get another day to for my boss to sign my paper? And this is one of the guys Greg works with. Um, he said no, I don't know if it's another way. And then I asked him again when the girl is there. Like the girl is supposed to, she's the one that's supposed to give you the paycheck and everything. It was a girl there. I don't know her name, so I'm not gonna let y'all know who she was because I don't know. Um, and she's the ones who take your papers and say how long you work for and stuff like that, and make sure you get paid the right amount. I'm like, okay, cool. You can get other people to sign your paper when I hear from her, and I'm just making sure that maybe I could get the other guy to sign it because he works with Greg and he was really funny. And he was like, he was so upset after I asked him something, he acted really rude. I was like, I said, were you willing to sign my papers? And I said, he said to me, yeah, why would I not sign your papers? And I was like, don't ask me this again. I haven't asked this man once to sign my papers. Only this time I asked him to sign my papers. And it just made it funny because what makes you say that to somebody you've been working with and I've been nice to you, didn't really ask you that many times. I asked you, is Greg coming? And you just be that rude. So after that, I was like, I'm done. I'm not talking to that guy anytime soon because that was rude. And I said, okay. I was like, what that was about? And Rodney like, he said he didn't know because that was just stupid of him to say. It just made him look stupid because everybody was quiet afterwards. What else? I'm trying to think. After back to when he said something, I can't wait until these kids leave and stuff. I keep going to other stories in this one, but I'm telling you everything. After he said I can't wait until these kids leave and I don't have to deal with y'all anymore, and I'm telling Rodney what he was about to say, and he stops me because I was saying something to him that I shouldn't been saying or something, but I wasn't talking to him. He got in my conversation. He told me to leave on my day at work. and he told me to go home. I'm like, I want to work. Why am I going home? And I was like, because what you said, I didn't even get to finish what I was saying. And he didn't want to hear it. He said, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I'm sending you home, and that's final. And then he's talking all this crap when I'm leaving. He's saying, this is what you get. I hope you get your act together tomorrow, and when you come back, and stuff like that. And like I said, okay to him. I was like, I was to the point that I was like, okay. And I got attached to this guy because he was basically cool with me, and mostly he let us have like an hour break, literally an hour break when he wasn't supposed to. And I was like, I was really cool with this dude. But after that situation, I was like, I'm not so cool with him because he also promised that he was going to give us some tickets to go to whatever park that we was going to go to, and I wanted to go, and he knew I wanted to go. But on Thursday, right? On Thursday, I'm going back to work. Rodney is not really here, um, so and this is the day. This is our last day of working. I'm near. Rodney comes in late, right? Um, because Wednesday on the day he took me home or told me to go home, and I got my dad up there. He was gone by the time I got my dad up there though. I did get his supervisor, my boss supervisor on the phone because I don't play with that dumb mess. And his apology wasn't worth an apology. What he said to me on his apology was, uh, my bad. I said, I'm sorry for whatever I said to offend you, but I didn't really get to finish everything what I was saying. I just didn't want to talk to you at that moment because I didn't want to make myself upset, and I didn't want to make you any more upset. But you kind of just, we both made ourselves upset for doing whatever. And he was like, my bad. And was like, my mom was pretty upset because she was on the line. And uh, I was like, idiot. But I was like, you know what? My mom was telling me, you better get an apology from this, like, better get a proper apology from this guy. And I come back to work and I told him that my mom didn't like your apology. And she said to you that, like want a proper apology and I'm gonna be on the line and stuff like that. And she didn't like it, but I said I don't care. This is my last day, and I know that we're probably going to go on this trip. And it was like, yeah, okay, and stuff like that. You know what? This dude set me up. He made me work the whole day and let Rodney go because he worked one day. Dog, he worked one day. I thought that was so messed up because he worked one day, he gets a free damn pass to go on the trip. But I've been working there, and you just gave me the hand and told me to go home, and like I'm willing to work, and you just let Rodney go, and he brings his friends too. It's not just him; he brings his friends. He's saying that they didn't have enough tickets or something. That was a lie. How would he be able to bring my friends, his friends? And I'm like, that don't sound right. And I know it doesn't sound right. Because, come to find out, Rodney friends used my ticket. I'm like, I'm beyond upset. Ran up to this person. I didn't say anything. I couldn't say anything. I just couldn't. Because I couldn't let this dude make me upset than I already was. I'm not going to force make it seem like it was all cool and dandy. I wasn't gonna do that, but I was gonna ask him a question like, why couldn't I go on the trip? Ask him probably why I could not go on the trip. And if he says something like he said that he got a call from somebody, I'm like, you don't get a call from somebody when you had the tickets right in. Like to me, you don't get a call like that. Like who tells you who to go and who can't go, and especially when a person having been not coming to work at all. I thought that was weird, and I know his boss didn't tell him that he can go. Like, Rodney could go, but it was cool and wasn't cool. I just made it sound cool with the guy I was working with. I was frustrated. I didn't want to show how upset I was, so I just left it alone. I just, I took it all out on the buildings I have cleaned, because I said, you know what, it's like, just forget it. Like, screw this job, screw everything. It's my last day. Let me take 1,000 breaks. I'm taking 15-minute breaks, 30-minute breaks, because they screwed me over. Like, you tell somebody you're gonna do something, you don't do it. And when I'm the one who does something, like when you yell and complain about something I did wrong, I'll go ahead and do it. But no, it's not like that with y'all. Y'all just say, screw me, I don't care. I give the person that haven't been working on the last week, and he got the full paycheck too. Like, they could sign off on anything on that paper. They could work like for 3 days, and all they need was 3 days worth of work, and all they needed to do is sign off, like, of the approval of their boss. And our boss didn't really care what was on the paper. He would sign anything. He just didn't care. And I'm like, okay. So I can basically say I put 100 hours on this job. Literally, I could put 100 hours on the job, get 100 hours worth of pay. And literally, Rodney on that week signed this paper and put like a whole week of pay. Like, he got the whole week of pay on his job. So I was like, oh, whatever. It just doesn't matter. I did the job. I got basically like screwed in the end. I thought these people were nice, but they weren't nice. Um, Greg, I got a story for you. Another, it's just a story about this job. On my job, right? Um, they said that I left a bag and some clean products in in the in their office. And I'm like, no, I didn't, because I took my products with me. And I'm like, oh, like, I don't remember leaving anything there. But I said to him, like, the only person I remember having that much stuff was Rodney, and I picked up my stuff and I put it back into the shop. And they saying I'm lying, and I'm like, I'm not arguing with you. I'm just saying that I really put back my stuff and I did what I was supposed to do. But you come complain to me like I didn't pick up my stuff. So I just had a rebuttal with old Greg, and I told him, like, no, like, that's not true. I did pick up my stuff. I don't know who left their cleaning product. And I was like, you know what? I said, just screw it. I'm not doing anything wrong. Like, I'll just take the blame. I was like, I didn't do it. Whatever you say, man. I was like that, because I didn't want to get in trouble. And old Greg and young, like, basically the other Greg, got along really well, and they know each other pretty well. And this is like my third weekend, so I just didn't want to complain, and I could have got fired easily, and I wanted the full worth pay. So I just said okay, and he still complained about it afterwards, and saying I didn't do what I needed to do. So I just let it go. And then old Greg tried to find some stuff that I didn't do, but he would sometimes complain what Rodney do, my partner do, whatever he was like half doing, and he would complain on him because he's the one that like watches the floor, and Rodney was saying that was his fault and stuff. But I won't say something. I would say it was my fault because I let him know it was my fault. But that time I didn't mess up because I took the stuff back to to the workshop. And I was like, okay, if you want to blame me for something small like that, that I left the stuff on the thing, I'll take the blame. Because it's not that serious. He's making it seem like I did like 1,000 crimes or something. Like I'm a criminal for just leaving something in the office, and it's not that serious. It was just washing products. It was like washing the window products. That was it. There's no kids in there really because they left on the trip, so there's nothing to complain about. So I was like, okay, whatever. Everything was cool after that. Then at the, what I told you on the last day, I had um, Greg kind of screwed me over. Not old Greg, but Greg in general screwed me over and let Rodney go to a trip, and I didn't go anywhere. I just worked the whole day. Uh, but everything was cool. He told me I'll still get my full day of pay on that on the day he sent me home. So everything was cool. So I if I I knew that I got my money at the end. So I was like, you know what? That's apology enough. You give me my money, and gave me the time that I didn't get done. It was like an hour left, really. Yes, on that day, it was like 2 hours left to get my full day worth of pay. And I was like, I guess if you're gonna let me get my full day of pay, my full time, then we're cool. It's nothing we need to talk about. And all I gotta do is finish this. And I complained a little bit in the buildings. I bet the cameras was looking at me, like, what the hell is he talking about? Because I was just really frustrated on the day how they did things. Like I'm there, and my friend, or not my friend, but my it's somebody else at, at a park, and I was just, I just complained a lot at that time. I was like, what, it was maybe I did something, maybe I didn't. I just said, screw it, I'm not coming back to work for this place ever again. I don't have to. All I need was a recommendation letter that I did do a good job at this place, and I didn't have really too much complaints, and that was it. So I'm making sure that next year, if I do get a summer job from them, I'm like, okay, I'm not coming back to there. And Beckett's Life Gardens is out of my limit because the people were nice, uh, even though that, but not the people you work with. Some of them weren't all that nice. Um, I can tell you one good thing that happened to me on that day. On my last day, the lady said, "I thank you for cleaning up the apartment and stuff." He wanted to know, cleaning up the apartments as the amount of time you stayed, and um, she just thanked me a whole lot, and I was so happy. Somebody at least was grateful that I was cleaning something, like that just made my day. No matter who made me upset and stuff like that, I was like, I went home and with a happy face. I had no problems, no worries, no nothing. I left that alone and I went home. I just waited for my check. And every time I went there, I got coffee. So it was cool. And that's about it, guys. On my story, it was just a long one. It's a lot of things happened to me in that job, as I told you. Other than that, it's just a few things that were messed up, and I thought my first job was perfect at first, and at the end, it just kind of made me upset because since you didn't work on the Friday, I wasn't understanding this. Um, oh, I forgot to leave out one thing, one special detail. They called me on Friday. Young Greg, the Greg that was my boss, called me on Friday when I had a work to do, and I stayed up late because I had no job on Friday. So it was like it's all cool and dandy. All I gotta do is wait for a certain day to get paid. So I'm like, cool. I don't have to wait for nothing. I'm good. It's no problem. I'll let these bots fight. I mean, let me let them fight. Uh, CP. I want to see what Naruto does, but I was gonna just leave it like that. I had no problem um at first, and then when I get like 2 or 3 calls, from this guy, and he says to me, somebody's getting paid right now. I was like, y'all supposed to get paid or go somewhere to get your money, and I'm like, oh crap, I gotta get my stuff, and I'm rushing, and grandma keep asking, like, it's just that, like, your family asks you where you going, and you gotta hurry, and you're in a rush. It just asks you at the wrong times. When I just told her real quick that I have to go down there, and somebody's somebody is giving out the checks and stuff, and I'm just going to go over there and get my check. Because really, the girl who gives you your check is supposed to come around at around 3 or 2 o'clock, and it's really at the last minute where she comes and we give her our papers and stuff. But it wasn't that big of a problem. I went down there, and some Rodney was getting paid on that day, and the difference was we were supposed to get a cards, but the problem was that I didn't get a card because they didn't have enough money for the cards. So they left that alone, and they gave me just a regular check, and I just had to go to the bank and get that filled out and put my fingerprint in. Um, Come to find out, it took like 2 hours or two, and I'm still there. And the guy, my boss knew, literally, my boss knew that I didn't need to be there, and this wasn't for me to know. It was for Rodney to know that he was supposed to get his paycheck and stuff like that. But he get his paycheck in the card. It's already sent to his card already. So it doesn't really make any sense for me to come down there at all. So it just became a real irritation because I'm talking to um, Greg, and I my mom calls me and say, "Oh, you don't have to be there because they're not going to be there a certain like next Sunday or that Sunday. That you're supposed to go to a certain place on 16th Street, some street downtown, and you're supposed to get like your check there, but I'm not supposed to get a check from where Rodney got it from." And it just made a whole frustration. It woke me up, and I came down there, and I'm rushing down there to see what's going on, seeing if my check is supposed to happen. If I miss my check date, I won't get paid. So that's why I was rushing, and it wasn't for me to come to find out, and I was just really upset because when I found out that Greg knew um, that I was supposed to not come that day, is when I finally left and got my coffee and from them and went home, because my mom started telling me that you came there for no reason. It's only for the cards people who have the cards that the people you're working for gave you a card. You're not the person. You didn't even get a card yet. So you never had a card, so you only get checks. So you're not allowed to basically go to the place where he went. So it doesn't make any sense for you to go there. So I'm like, I woke up really early and lost a lot of sleep I could have gained for going to this place. This was basically what you told me, because I was really tired because I really stayed up late, and it wasn't cool for me to know that Greg set me up to come down there rushing, and I wasn't ready for a work day, or it wasn't all that, wasn't prepared. I didn't even brush my hair. I just went down there straight as I could, like as fast as I could, to see what was going on, and it just made a whole bunch of mess. And then we talked to the supervisor again, and he got in trouble. I don't, not to mess with me like that. But after that, it was like I just didn't want to come over there. The only time I'm coming over there is to get tea or coffee, also, because they also serve coffee and tea. And the people that were working in in the office were kind of plain. They didn't get a joke. They didn't know what was funny to me. And mostly you would see there was people that were coming to summer camp or something like that. It was summer camp. I didn't never like summer camp, so it was just irritating to hear every time I went in there is that summer camp was open and all you hear was kids yelling and screaming, running around, acting a fool, and and that was a problem for certain teenagers because they were working with the kids and we was just cleaning outside. And it wasn't that bad if you cleaned outside. You probably got rained on, or it probably was really hot, or it was just cool. And the people that we changed were gave us the job. We had to go to her sometimes to make sure everything was okay, because she sometimes get to talk to the person that's supposed to moderate us, or that's our boss, and that wasn't a problem. Afterwards, I left, never came back there, never got my coffee or tea. After Friday happened, I was done with that place. I'm not sure if I'll ever come back there. Maybe I have to get some coffee whenever I feel like I need to walk all the way up the street because it's literally 2 blocks away from me. 2 blocks. And I just don't want to go up there because I don't really want to see that place. So I just left it as that. It was my first job, and I liked it and I didn't like it. It had some downs, and the people there weren't all that great, and the boss was a jerk to me, and that was about it. I hope you enjoyed the story time. Right now, that's all I got. When I think of about what happened to me in the past, I'll tell you more. But this is what really happened to me, and thank you guys for coming and well the live stream and whoever's on and watching me. Thank you as well for listening to the whole story. I hope you understood it, and I will be doing more, and it will be better than this, better than what you saw here, uh, the commentary, because I have a hard time talking when I'm playing video games. Thank you, and peace out. J-Bot Jr. is out. Have a nice day, guys. Mm.